Georgetown.
I really should just get the tripod out, but I can't be bothered. I'm being relaxed today. You're currently sitting on a huge pile of storybook tapes, like cassette tapes, that I'm converting to MP3 for my sister and her baby, mainly for the baby. I used to listen to these cassettes when I was a kid though, and they have a theme tune. Before and after every story it goes do 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 do, and I'm hearing it 50 times a day at the moment, and it's making me so happy. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about YouTube channels that I watch all the time. I just wanted to share the love. I think there's some great stuff out there, and I've been watching loads of it lately since I learned about the little notification bell that you can click on to get notifications every time a new video is uploaded by a channel that you subscribe to. Should have been the norm, really, always, shouldn't it? Anyway, but I've been watching so many more videos since I've been getting them sent directly to me, and these are the channels from which I select them. Let's start with, actually I wanted to mention my own other channel once more, just to begin with, because I've got a new music video up, not that new now, it's been out for a month or so, of my song Bought Us a Car, and that's on my music channel, which is called George William Rees. I'll put a link in the description, as will I to all of these other channels that I'm about to mention. So if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. If you have seen it, go and check it out again. I think you'll like it a second time. Because I had nothing to do with it. George O'Regan made it, so therefore it's good. Anyway, so look, post-it notes. I have other channels that I want to tell you about. Let's start with some music-related ones. Christy Lynn plays the harp and has just appeared on The Voice in South Africa, and she's really good, and she takes music seriously, and I think you'll like her stuff. Go and check her out. I support her on Patreon, and it's so worth it. So link in the description. Mirajul, crazy, really bizarro sort of electro folky pop stuff. Just a really wacko take, and I like that. Boldness is very, very strong with me. I like that a lot. So Mirajul, I did a bit of mastering for him recently, so that's my vested interest. He's terrific. So next, what else? Less performance-based. I watch a couple of like tutorial channels or informational channels about music. There's a guy called Adam Neely who's a graduate of a couple of different music schools in the USA, and he is predominantly a bass player, but he plays in all sorts of function bands and teaches and all kinds of things, and he just makes great videos about music itself, and lots of Q&As about the process of being a professional musician in New York. He's just very, very interesting, very articulate, and I love his videos. He also does these great gig vlogs where he just takes his camera along to the gigs that he plays, and they're all different and they're all awesome. Graham Cochran runs a thing called The Recording Revolution, which I watch pretty religiously. It's about recording studio tips, music tech info, and how to get the best sound out of your recordings, and he's just, again, very articulate, very calm presence and a good teacher. So if you're interested in music tech, if you record your own music, he's great. He's a really good place to start. Glenn Fricker is another one who does like studio tips. He's not a great place to start because he's incredibly sweary and very loud and shouty, and he deals mostly with sort of rock and metal music, and so if that's not your thing, maybe he's not your thing, but it's not really my thing, and he's totally my thing. So I like watching him. He's just hilarious apart from anything else. Does these things called fearless gear reviews, where instead of what a lot of people do, which is they'll contact the company and say, can I please have a new one of your things to review, a microphone or an amp or whatever, and they'll send it to them, and then they feel kind of obliged to be nice about it, because otherwise the company will never send them anything again. Glenn just goes out and buys stuff and then is brutal about it, and it's absolutely terrific. Anyway, so that's worth watching. Andrew Huang, music, brilliant. He makes lots of sampled beats and sounds from the world around him, converts them into music, and it's just phenomenal, amongst lots of other things. He's just, again, a very interesting, intelligent, articulate music guy, and I love watching his stuff. He's inspired a couple of videos on my channel that you may have noticed, rip-offs. And finally, in the music section, I think, yes, finally in the music section is Matias Asato, who I mentioned in a video last year, I think, but just a killer guitar player. He plays guitar for Tori Kelly, and just puts up really brief, like minute and a half long clips of him like improvising or playing compositions of his own. And they're always different and they're always fascinating, and he's just a phenomenal player with this beautiful style. Can't stop watching him. Check him out. If you like guitar, you'll love Matias Asato. So, On to the non-music stuff. I'm trying to keep this brief, can you tell? I'm rubbish at it. I'll start with Samantha. Samantha is a photographer who lives in New York and is phenomenal, and she assures me there will be new stuff on her channel soon. Even if there isn't, it doesn't really matter, because the old stuff on her channel is so super hilarious. She's very energetic and articulate. Again, this is a theme. And you should definitely watch everything she's ever made. She's like Lorelei Gilmore, but less sanctimonious and with better taste in music. Following on from that, Kyan Mansley. Both Sam and I really like Kyan. You may remember him from such films as the films that Charlie used to make. But he also makes his own films, and he makes music and tells stories on his channel in just the most phenomenally engaging way. Just everything about him is terrific. We love him. Tom Scott does sort of science and fact and history based videos and goes around the world just finding incredibly interesting stuff to talk about. I don't really know how much better I can explain his channel than that, but go and check it out because there's tons of like bite-sized brilliant things on there. GOT Academy. I love Game of Thrones and I watch a channel called GOT Academy, GOT Academy, which is a couple of Israeli guys talking about Game of Thrones in the context of real life politics and history. They're both sort of lecturers and writers, and they see the Game of Thrones and Song of Ice and Fire worlds and stories through the lens of real world history, and it's terrific. You'll love it, seriously. Philip Defranco, oh my goodness, Philip Defranco, I don't know where he's been all my life, because he's been on YouTube forever. I only started watching him 8 months ago or whatever, and I can't stop now. Every day I watch his video. He's tremendous. He does news, some internet news, but you know, rest of world news also, and he reports so responsibly, and I admire that tremendously, because every news outlet these days has a slant, every news outlet has an agenda, and he runs this very, very small team of people, and they put out a show every day which is better researched, better fact-checked, and more responsible than the mainstream news, and I'm just blown away by him. And finally, the last person on my list, let me just check that I haven't missed anyone out. Yes, the last person on my list, definitely not the least. I just always want to say a big, huge thumbs up to Ed Stockham, because he's great. We like Ed, he draws things. That's all. Links in the description to every channel that I have just mentioned, and I hope that you find something you enjoy as well. Comment and tell me what else I should be watching, because I know for a fact there's great stuff out there that I'm not watching on a daily basis and I wish I were. So, give me some tips down below, and I'll speak to you, very, very soon indeed. Bye!